In 2005, the state of New York brought charges against or I think it was the Second Circuit, maybe federal court, but anyway, challenged the issue of taxation of the Oneida Indians in New York State. And to all the courts that had, the previous courts, the courts had supported the Oneida Nation in the fact that it was sovereign and it was not taxable. And these were original territorial lands, Aboriginal lands, and indeed they should not be taxed. Well, the case finally made its way to the Supreme Court of the United States, and in the spring of that year, the Supreme Court of the United States reversed all of those decisions and said, yes, the Oneida Nation has to pay taxes, and the number one notation on that court docket was the doctrine of discovery. And so, if the doctrine of discovery is being used in contemporary times, 2007, obviously it has to be addressed. And obviously people have to be enlightened as to how this prevailing, very ancient Christian racist doctrine is now part of U.S. federal law, and not only U.S. federal law, but federal law around the world, including Canada and Australia. So when 4 countries vote against us, and 4 countries happen to be the ones that are using this doctrine of discovery, it becomes more apparent of the kinds of struggle that we're in, and such a long-standing underlying issue of Christianity and pagans. So I think the IENT here is a very vocal, very intense, very young, and extremely energetic group of people who are struggling to bring some sanity into the discussion on the extraction of resources around this world. We're going to catch a lot of heat, because in terms of who has what to deal with, I mean, the collective treasury of the extracting corporations are pinpointing and directing all of their energy at this small group of righteous people doing righteous work on behalf of the world itself. And we have a tough opponent, but we are also tough. Don't forget, for all these years, in the 500 years of genocide that indigenous people have endured since this doctrine of discovery, we're still here. We're still here, and we're still fighting. And the earth that we fight for, and our source of strength and reality, is also challenging. So, with global warming and climate change coming, here, that's not really coming, it's here now, it's just going to continue to become worse. This climate change and global warming, these issues are going to destroy states' economies. They are just not going to withstand what they're going to have to deal with. And right now, the issues are about extraction, and the issues are trying to maintain a lifestyle that nobody wants to give up, and that corporations are promising to all the people. Yes, you can have your SUVs. Yes, you can have all of the comforts of this lifestyle that we've provided for you, with with some modification of our extraction activities. But don't worry, we're right on top of the issue. Well, of course they're not. And these huge forces, the forces of nature, which are ultimately in charge of everything, we're challenging now. So I think it's imperative that peoples across the world, because this has to be a global initiative, this has to be a paradigm change of lifestyle. Business as usual is over. In Tilburg, the conference in Tilburg just had this past June 2008, The statement was 350 parts per million of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere for a stable future. At this very moment, it's 385 parts per million. And states are saying, well, 440 parts per million would be all right. And of course, corporations are talking 500 parts per million and even more. But the reality is, we are now stressing the very existence of our species. And it's in our hands, and it's up to the people of the world to challenge the leadership and to move away from economic leadership to a moral leadership, which will then provide the proper direction for survival. This is a fight for life, and you're in it whether you like it or not.